Well, I just want to thank everyone. Thank Strikeforce and Showtime. Showtime, I don't know what I said, but anyway, because, I said it early on that, I'm still a young fighter. I'm still getting better. Scott is young too, so it ain't like I did anything special. But one thing I got to do is get back at AKA, just get back into training and just see where it goes from there. I love training. I love, it was exciting. I did a little bit better than I did the very first fight. But I don't think it was that impressive because I got kicked twice. And that's one thing I don't need to do is get kicked. But then his last kick woke me up a little bit, so that was good. Yes, sir.
I hope you're not offended by my question. You're obviously
I will be, but that's okay.
We're a journalist, it's only natural. You're obviously the most famous mixed martial arts fighter for your accomplishments outside of the ring, but your age is running face to face with your career. How many fights do you want to have total?
Oh, I have no idea, but my age, I beat in the 20-year-old. So that's why I said, everyone talk about my age, and let's put that to rest. If you got a 20-year-old that want to run me on a 40, I'll run it. You got a 20-year-old that want to beat me in basketball, I'll beat him. You got a 20-year-old that want to do something else. So age don't really matter. And I think age to some people is important. But age to me, I never think about it. And I'm not putting it down, but everyone talk about 48, but I think I'm in just as good as any 20 or 30-year-old out there.
Herschel, how is it that you came from a black belt striking background and you submitted this guy? Who exactly is your submission teacher?
Well, Dave Camarillo, but I was going to submit him. I think I caught him with a right. I don't know what I did, to be honest with you. But, I think I caught him with a right.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught him with a right, but Javier, they been working with me my striking, but that was one thing I said that I wanted to work on. In my first fight, Greg and I just was on the ground doing nothing. Whereas in this fight here, Scott, he wanted to stand up, and that's what was so strange about Scott. I didn't see any tape on it. I didn't see any tape on it. I didn't know what to expect from it, but I heard that it was a wrestler. So Daniel Cormier worked with me a great deal in my wrestling, but then he kicked me out. I like, this guy really want to fight. So the last kick, like I said, woke me up and said, "Guy, you want to go? We can go." Like I told people the first time, I'm not here to entertain people. I got other things to do than entertain people. So I'm here to fight. If I step into that cage, I'm going to fight.
Did you learn something in defending the cage?
No, because I defend it all the time in the gym. What I learned is, I was too relaxed. I came to the gym ready to fight, but I didn't know what he was going to do. But and that's why you got to get better. I always tell people in the gym, it is best to win, to get better, than to lose trying to make it up. What I mean by that is, I got a kick, but then I won the fight. So when I get back in the gym, now what I need to do is work on putting that hand back up, defending that kick.
Herschel, hey, this is Ari from MMAsavvy.com. I thought you looked amazing out there. I'm a lifelong fan.
See, he liked me and stuff. I don't know why.
If there's a major injury in this Strikeforce heavyweight tournament, do you want in?
No, there's no way. And that's why I told people earlier. It is amazing because I have an opportunity to step into the ring with the guys at AKA. And what is so strange, just like with Kane, when Kane was getting ready for Brock, it is amazing that Javier Mendez, I step into the ring with Kane, and Javier will reach over to Kane and says, "Kane, don't you hurt it?" Like that. And Kane goes out and he works with me a little bit. And I think I'm only working with Kane with his cardio because all of a sudden when he decided to turn it up, I know how much I need to learn. So that's why I said that I'm a young fighter. I beat a young guy like myself, but that's what this sport is all about. And that's why I think Scott, people give him a hard time for putting me on the card, but I thank him because he's not here for a sideshow. He matched me up with someone that got equal talent, maybe a little bit better than I am, and let me get out there. He's not trying to go in there and try to prove anything. I don't need to prove anything, I don't think.
Herschel Walker, you said you're in better shape since you were playing football. What's your training different from now from when you were playing football?
Well, my training now is I've added MMA training. I still do the exact same training at all. I still run. I run every day. When I was not training for any sport like MMA, I was training about 4 hours a day. And right now, I've added probably another. Well, I'm training 3 to 4 hours. So now I've added another 4 hours of MMA training to my day. So I train anywhere between 7 to 8 hours. And I've done that all my life. It ain't like this is something new for me. And that's what's so wild. I'm not trying to promote my Twitter because I don't know how to promote it. But if you guys go to my Twitter page, somebody put a tape on my Twitter page of me doing a videotape with young kids. I look exactly the same in 1983 as I do right now. My guns got a little bit bigger, but I look almost the same thing.
Herschel, you've gone through the recruiting process, you know, high school to college football. How did you go through the recruiting process of finding the gym? You praised AKA, you praised Kane and Javier. How did you come to AKA in San Jose?
Well, what happened is I was so appreciative of Scott and Bob Cook coming out to watch me in California. And that's what a lot of people don't know. Scott didn't put me just in the ring as this sideshow. He brought me out there and I had to test myself. And when Bob came out there, I was so impressed that he would come. He said that they had a gym in San Jose, California. And I didn't know what to expect. And when I came to the gym, I loved the gym. I loved it because it was a team atmosphere, which is something I was used to. It had a lot of fighters there, and those guys fight. And I figured that the only way I'm going to get better is I got to fight. And that's the requirement. If you're a fighter, you have to be able to step into that ring on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. No matter who it is he puts you in there against, you can't turn your bite. You got to be able to fight.
Hi Herschel, this is Ms. Rara with American Cage Fighter, Comcast Sportsnet. Early on in your football career, you achieved receiving the Heisman Trophy. What are you looking forward to accomplishing in mixed martial arts?
Can you give me a belt for being the oldest fighter? No, you know, to be honest, I didn't. I just really wanted to learn the sport. I saw it years ago when Horace Gracie used to fight those guys that were way overweight and stuff, and it was like a tough man contest. And when they put rules in it, when they put weight classes, I fell in love with it. So my goal was just to be able to step in there and compete with these guys. And to be honest with it, and this is the true honesty, I wanted to do one fight and then get in the gym with guys that fight and just train with them. It was not like I dreamed to be a fighter because, no, reality is I am older. And this is a young person's sport. But if I can bring more recognition to it and help people to recognize this sport, I would love to do that because I think these guys deserve a lot more than what they're getting.
Herschel, you say you want to bring recognition to the sport. Is there a chance in your fighting career that you want to take a chance and go after the belt?
Oh no, there's no way I'm going after the belt. The only belt I'm going to is one that I buy. And I don't think he's ready to sell his belt to me. And so how much will he sell his belt to me? You can't buy a belt. I reckon this not boxing.
You know, I tell you guys.
Oh, that's a shot at boxing. I should have said. Oh, all you boxing fan, I didn't mean that.
You know, I tell you the story of how Herschel got to AKA was we met with Herschel 2 or 3 times with Prem, who was in the back, that put this thing together between Strikeforce and Herschel, and we sat. Talked for a couple hours, and he said, I got 2 guys I want to have compete in Strikeforce. He said, I have Herschel Walker, and he said, I have Jose Canseco. And I said, well, I'm not sure what we can do with Herschel, but I'll tell you what, you should send take Jose Canseco to Japan because he could fight, the fight that he took with Hungman Choi, and you guys all saw what happened. But I mean, the reason why is because I knew Herschel did martial arts, so we started talking about Herschel's martial arts background, and there was a natural progress for his journey as a martial artist to come into MMA, to train MMA, and then eventually compete in MMA, and he let me know that was his goal. And so from my point, I said, okay, that's fine, but it's a dangerous sport, Herschel, and people get hurt, and he was not afraid of anything. He wanted to do it. So I flew Bob Cook down to LA, and I set up a training at Legends Gym, and Herschel met us there, and he sparred with a Purdue. Well, first he wrestled with a Purdue Boilermaker. It was about 220 or something.
Oh, he's bigger than that. 250.
Okay, he's 250.
That is official, so he was 265.
Okay, so he's 275. He was 270. He was 290, and then he wrestled with this Purdue wrestler, and the guy couldn't take Herschel down because his reflexes were so fast. I was impressed because his speed was still there. Then we had him kickbox with a striker from Legends Gym, and as you know, Chris Riley has a good program there. And Herschel did good. The other guy, they were fighting. It was a fight with headgear, And the last guy was a jiu-jitsu guy, and went back and forth. And so I said, Bob, what do you think? And he said, geez, here's a guy that on just on meeting him could go 5-minute rounds sparring full out, with the kind of quality that he did. And when at the end of the training, he wasn't even tired. And I said, wow, he's in amazing shape. And Bob said, look, if he comes to AKA, then we can do it, because we'll get him ready in 4 or 5 months. So that was part of the deal. You have to go to a great camp. And so as a Herschel, and I told Brent, if you guys come up to San Jose, we'll do it. And I think it was the following Monday, Herschel was at the gym. And the reports that I've received from Javier and Bob is, Herschel respects the sport. He's the first guy to come to training, to come to class, and he's the last guy to leave. And he never misses class, and he never has an excuse. And he's been a great ambassador for the sport. And I'm happy that we're able to do this for Herschel. And it was great for mixed martial arts. It was great for Strikeforce. And I thank you, Herschel, for being such a great man.
Well, I want to thank you guys and tell you guys all and putting in it. I do sell chicken, so I have a chicken company. So promote that so I can sell chicken and make more money.
He's asking for, for you to be his sponsor.
Oh yeah, I'm not sponsoring. I'm not sponsoring too.
Thanks, Herschel. Yeah.